how impressed with you guys, or how impressed were you for the way that you guys kind of closed that out and kind of survived the run?
Not impressed, but happy we did. We gave the lead up a little too quick. We was giving up a lot of easy buckets, but like you said, we was able to control the storm and get the win.
Was it basically just defensive or just mistakes?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it was. Defensive mistakes that we know we should make.
We have Domantas obviously just racking up triple doubles left and right. I know that's kind of what he does for you guys. No surprise, but how about the streak that he's on right now?
What kind of streak you on?
It's like 6 in 10 games.
Six in his
That's
last
nice.
10.
That's nice. Y'all shouldn't talk about it so much. I think y'all gonna jinx him.
Well, we're trying to get people to vote for him, right?
Y'all just need to be quiet.
With all the threes you guys knocked down tonight, a bunch of assists, like what do you feel like was working for you guys there?
Just us being the Kings, man. That's us moving the ball around and just being unselfish. That's just us being us.
What did you see from Duarte tonight? He got subbed in there pretty late in the game too, and asked for a big assignment.
Oh yeah, Duarte always gonna be solid, man. He always gonna go out there and play hard for us and give us solid minutes. And, his shots was falling tonight too, so that's always a big.
Malik, one more game ago, you guys just improved to 13-6 on G1C. How important it is, to kind of keep that up, keep that in your mind that you have to protect the home court.
I didn't even know that, man. I'm glad you told me, but every game is important, man. We try to win every game, but of course we want the home court advantage when the playoffs come. So it's always good to get those wins.
You've had a lot of experience now with these teams' length and physicality that have kind of given you fits tonight. Another one of those. Are you seeing strides kind of being made against teams like that?
Give who fits? Us as in the Kings? Yeah, definitely, man. Those really be our kryptonite. Long physical teams that they get in the passing lane, and like you said, we was able to just weather the storm tonight and be together.
You've got another one of those teams, coming in on Sunday with the Pelicans that you guys have struggled with. How do you break through with a team like that?
The defensive end. We can't have that many mistakes like we did tonight to give up the run. And just no easy looks for the All-Stars they have, man. CJ, Brandon, and Zion. Just try to limit those guys, and I think everything else will be all right.
You're obviously very team focused. Is there any part of you at all that's hoping to win Sixth Man of the Year this year, though?
Yeah, of course, always, man. I should have won it last year too, but we'll get to that later.
How do you feel like you've gotten better this year?
My consistency, playmaking, and just selections. The selections I be making on the court, and everything else just gonna fall in line.
Slam dunk contest?
No.
Thanks, guys.
Right.
Thanks.
Tonight, especially after Domantas went out.
We didn't want it to get to that, but we were able to finish this game. You'd rather, if you're up 20, you'd rather still not lose after giving up a lead. But I think, we never actually gave up a lead, so that was a good thing. That we were able to get stops when we needed and score when we needed to. But finishing this game, obviously it was difficult, but we were able to get that.
And Keegan, obviously from the perimeter, got you guys going pretty early, and then obviously he was great on the boards. Just his overall impact tonight.
Yeah, offensively, we're trying to get him more involved and get him to be more aggressive, getting plays called for him more. Then we want him to do those type of things, and what he did on the glass tonight, especially against a team like that, who's long, athletic, definitely helped us a lot.
To that point about the long athleticism, long and athletic teams you guys have gone up against, it's obviously been a tough thing for you guys tonight. How well do you feel like some of the rotational adjustments you guys have made have kind of been able to endure that a little bit better?
It's definitely helped. Against a team like this, they had 12 second chance points, which is great for us. I think they lead the league in second chance points. So just the way that we were able to rebound, I think late in the game we didn't as well as we did in the first half, and obviously that's why we had the lead. But just being able to finish possessions is definitely huge against a team like this.
During that first half, guys went ballistic on the three-pointers, and Harrison had 5 of them himself. How good is it to see him, playing well like that and shooting like that?
It's definitely great. When you have anybody step up, it always adds to the dynamic of our team. And obviously 135 points in regulation is great, but it was more so our second half defense giving up 73 points was our Achilles heel tonight. But in the first half, I think we did an excellent job on both ends of the court, and then the second half we got stops when we needed to, but we didn't get enough stops to satisfy ourselves.
Obviously you guys are professionals, but when you guys hear like, trade rumors before games and stuff like that, what kind of goes through you guys' mind when you get those alerts?
Oh, I mean, I don't get any alerts, but it definitely comes across the feed, and those things happen. A lot of guys who've been in this league for a long time, you understand it, you go through it, and you just try to stay focused as long as you're on the court. You try to think about the task at hand. Obviously off the court, you can think about it. Your agent might call you, tell you whatever, but when you lace them up and the game starts, you're just trying to focus in on that as much as you possibly can. Obviously, you're human and thoughts go through your head, but you have to try.
Fox, heard your comments this morning at shoot around, and then just there with the crowd before you lit the beam about Domantas Sabonis not being in all-star voting at this point. I know you've talked about how he's a little underappreciated before, but for him to continue this triple-double run that he's on and just everything that he's been doing, is there anything that, I guess, surprises you about what he does anymore?
No, I mean, he does this for the most part night in, night out. But I think with the all-star stuff, he'll get in. Coaches will do the right thing. But we try not to worry about what's going on outside of these doors. And if other fans aren't voting for him, then that is what it is. But I think he has a respect around the league from the coaches that he'll be in. He'll be all right.
Fox, just to ask a little more about Domas, that's 6 triple-doubles in 10 games for him. What more can you say about the way he's playing right now and how big that is for you guys?
I mean, he does everything for us. He's the help of our offense, and he's been better for us defensively as well. We ask him to do so much for us: rebounds, for the ball, play make, screen. That takes a lot out of a person, but he's been well equipped for it, and he's dominated at it. He dominated at his job. He dominated at his role for us, and we as a team need to continue to be great around him. Obviously, that continues to help him out. Rather, if it's on the board, he can't grab every rebound, and when he's getting guys over shots, it's up to us to make it. So we're trying to do our job to help him, and he keeps being a piece.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams in the league like the Raptors, but at some point, does it just feel like they're like cloning these 6'11" skinny, tall guys that are blocking everything?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, 6'7" and up is a lot of teams. What teams you're looking for? You shoot the ball a bit, athletic. You'll be able to defend. They can teach you how to do some things. So, you think there's a lot, and you look at it, it's like, oh, it's not that many because some teams have them all. But I mean, that team has been built like this for a while. Just guys who are 6'6", 6'7", and up, and who are very switchable, who can all handle the ball. Obviously, that's kind of the way that the league's going right now.
Yeah, Darren, I just want to ask you about another Kentucky guy, Manuel, quickly. What do you see in him? And he's going to get a great opportunity, it looks like, to play here in Toronto, and to see him having a chance to kind of, really expand and explore his game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely think he's a starting point guard in this league, and you could see it when he was in New York. Really shoot the ball, get guys involved. Obviously, now he's playing more, so you're able to see it a lot more. But he's had the talent. There's a reason that he was able to go to Kentucky and do all the things that he did and get into Elite Eights. But just continue to watch his game grow as he's come to the league. Obviously, shoots the hell out of the ball. He can get downhill. I mean, I think the sky's the limit for him.
And when you look at a lot of guys, you're one of them who can really attack the rim, but also shoot threes at high volume. It just seems to be almost a prerequisite for being a really elite guard in this league right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to, especially to close out a game. If teams don't respect you shooting the ball, then they'll give you that until your heart's desire. So at some point, you have to be able to prove that you can knock down that shot. And then after that, the floodgates kind of open. The world opens up for you, because now guys have to come up 1 or 2 more steps, and it allows you to get downhill. Now bigs have to step up, or wings have to come in, and it just makes the game a lot easier if you're able to shoot the ball.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
since they made the trade. They've had multiple guys step up and have big games for them. And so for our guys to go out and find a way to get the W is always encouraging. I thought we had a really good first half on both sides of the ball. I thought obviously in the second half, we let our foot off the gas a little bit defensively. They had 40 points in the paint. They're a huge paint team, just like Orlando is. And we gave them 40 points in the paint. In the second half, we total 77 points. And while doing that and getting a win, it's a great learning experience. And we know we need to tighten up on that end of the floor because we can score it with the best of them. I mean, they're a really good defensive team because of their length, their switchability, their athleticism, and all that other stuff. But I thought our guys did a really good job trying to share the basketball and make simple plays, make real simple plays throughout the course of the game. A lot of good performances led by Domas' triple-double. I mean, it's just, it seems like it's a common theme after every game that he's getting a triple-double, which is unique, especially for his position. And, even a guy like Dorte coming off the bench. I thought Dorte coming off the bench late, we didn't play him a ton in the second half, and we threw him out there when Domas picked up his 5th foul, I think with 2 minutes to go. And I mean, he had 2 big defensive stops. The last one on the contest of Quickly, who's a really good 3-point shooter without fouling. And it was a great defensive possession by him. And then Trey coming off the bench. And Trey's been playing extremely well for us on both ends of the floor. He's shooting it at a really, really high clip. And you can't say enough about Malik, too, and HB. So got performances across the board with 7 guys in double figures, and 35 assists on 52% shooting and 57% from the 3. So great offensive night for us, and good first half defensive night.
Coach, can you Keegan, he just improving in every type of different type of way, but his rebounding, he seemed to have learned to rebound. I'm not saying around Domantas, but he just know where to be at the right spot. Can you talk about that type of work?
Yeah, Keegan's he's obviously he's worked on his body, and so he's a lot stronger now than what he was last year, and he's starting to understand the league and understand how physical he needs to be able to rebound in traffic. And so for him to get 12 rebounds obviously is a big night, but he can get 8, 9, sometimes 10 rebounds on average, in my opinion, per night, just because of how hard he goes to the glass, how strong he is now, and his continued growth and understanding of what the league is about. So it's not surprising that he notched 12 tonight.
Mike, they're obviously a real talented team. They go on that run late, kind of get back in it. Were you seeing a lot of, were you okay with what you were seeing from your team, the way they responded, especially once Domas fell out?
I did, from the standpoint that our guys found a way to get a win. But you got to give them credit. They are talented. They are long. They keep coming at you. And so you give them a lot of credit. But at the end of the day, I think so highly of our guys in their field, their intelligence, and their ability to defend. And so it's as a coach, when you give up 77 points in the second half, when you give up 40 points in the paint in the second half, it's tough because we can play better, and you want your guys to play better, and it's my job to keep pushing them. At the end of the day, you take a win, especially at this point in the year. Win is a win is a win, and you learn from the win. But while you're winning, you hope that you can continue to try to improve and appreciate and embrace the little things that will help you get stops. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we can score. We've shown we can score, and there's going to be times when the ball's not going in the hole, and that's when your defense really has to step up. And if you can rely on that to a certain degree, man, the sky's the limit.
Mike, in addition to this time of the year being kind of labeled as trade season, this is also kind of like that dog days of the season type year where everything's settled in and you're kind of in the trenches a little bit.
Yeah.
In your assessment, just with the teams that you've worked with, like how do the best teams handle this stretch of the season when it gets to that grind?
That's a great question. They usually, those teams have the ability to take it to another level, and then not drastically or dramatically, however you want to call it, but you could just feel those teams tighten up on both sides of the ball just enough to where they can sustain a punch or two. Especially if there's a gap in the lead, they can sustain a punch or two from the other team to where the other team knows, okay, it's too hard. We're just gonna move on to the next one. And having that feel, that understanding as a group is something that we're searching for right now. You know, we're talented enough, skilled enough to get the win, but can we sustain, if we're up, can we sustain a punch and then a second punch in the second half with some sense of urgency by trying to play the right way and being physical and all that other stuff while getting stops and still getting out and running and having fun on the offensive end of the floor. And that's I think we can, but we have to obviously show it.
Mike, first up, number one, do you have any update on Trey?
I don't. I don't.
Okay. Secondly, we're seeing De'Aaron, walking up those stairs look a little tough on him. I mean, he looks beat up a little bit, 30 points a game for most of the season. How do you maintain that? How do you try to pull back a little bit or push through when these situations happen where he starts to get a little banged up?
You know, if we can, that's where you try to give him more minutes. And I thought tonight we were going to have the ability to rest him, but obviously with those guys coming back and cutting, a double-digit lead fairly quickly in that second half, we had to extend his minutes to get the win. But anytime we can rest him, we're going to sit him down for long stretches so that he doesn't have to play 34, 35, 36 minutes. In the case of the double overtime game a couple of days ago, 40-something minutes. But it's part of being the guy. Everybody that I coached that was that caliber, have to go through that. They have to be able to. And obviously, if and when you get a certain age, it gets scaled back. But they have to be able to step up and perform when their body is banged up, and that's what he did tonight.
That's one, David.
Coach, another solid night of denying second chance points from a team. How do you feel like you guys have managed to get those periods on possessions and close them out and still maintain your pace?
We've done a decent job of trying to put bodies on bodies. There are still at times, if a team takes a long shot, sometimes we're aggressive going to rebound. We might take too many steps in and they bounce over our head. But other than that, I got to give our guys credit. They're fighting their tails off on the glass, trying to put bodies on bodies, making it a physical game to limit whoever we're playing's ability to convert missed shots into second points.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Malik and Chris are probably about to get out of the shower if anyone wants Malik or Chris. So we're hustled to the locker.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.